All right, I gave people an extra minute to join, but we do have a lot to cover today. So we'll get started. I think we've got all of our speakers here. Devin, we're looking good?
Yeah, I think we're ready to go.
Awesome. Very excited to be here. Hi, everyone. Let's get started. Welcome to today's community event. I am Megan Watson. I'm on the AI product marketing team here at Zendesk, and I'm going to be your host for today. I just want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy days to join us and learn more about all the exciting announcements from our AI Summit. So quick recap, Zendesk AI Summit is our marquee fall event, and it took place earlier this month in New York City. We also offered a follow-on digital experience the week after for those who were not able to attend in person. If you are not able to attend or have not yet tuned in, we're going to share the recordings for that in the chat here. So take a look. We definitely encourage you to check it out. Today, we're going to walk you through some of those key announcements that we announced at the AI Summit. And we have a fantastic panel here to help us do that. Each of these individuals work closely with Zendesk AI. These individuals are going to walk us through the functionality of these new announcements, answer your questions during the 30-minute Q&A portion of the event today, and also answer your questions live in the Q&A on the right-hand side of the screen. So if you're new to these community events, just a friendly reminder that the chat is for us to say hello to each other, to say where we're calling in from, maybe even react to all the exciting announcements that are coming. The Q&A tab is where we really would love for you to ask your specific questions, and that's where our experts are going to be. So please do that. Be patient with them, give them time to give you an answer. Anything we don't get to today, we are going to, of course, follow up after the event. Housekeeping, this event is being recorded. We will send this to you, the recording, the deck, any resources on what we covered today, and all the answers to the questions during the Q&A. All right, before we dive in, it's always good to reset and make sure we all understand what Zendesk AI is and the value that it provides. So Zendesk AI sits at the core of our offering, connecting and orchestrating every part of the service experience, from how you connect authentically with your customers, to how you effectively triage and route work, to how your agents get that work done efficiently and accurately, and how your admins analyze operational performance. Oops. So Zendesk AI helps you unlock 3 powerful use cases for your business. Transforming customer experiences through automation with AI-powered self-service and AI agents, assisting your agents with AI-powered tools and insights, optimizing your service workflows with AI-powered triage and reporting. And our customers are seeing real, tangible results when applying AI to their business. With Zendesk AI, they're automating up to 90% of their interactions. They're increasing their agent productivity by 20% or more and reducing operation costs by 10%. So this is how we organize our new innovations. And it's important for us that you understand the value that these tools bring. All right. So again, at AI Summit, we unveiled new innovations to strengthen this complete service solution even further. That's going to continue to transform your customer, agent, and CX leader experience to unlock real business value. So first and foremost, we have new Omnichannel AI agents that can automate even the most complex interactions across any channel, now including email and voice. We have a powerful and enhanced Agent Copilot that helps your agents and internal teams deliver consistent, high-quality service, enhanced AI-powered insights and quality assurance to help your business drive the right action and deliver the best service. And finally, we've been making a ton of improvements to Zendesk Voice, including upgrades to call monitoring, advanced routing, queue management, and enhancing the voice journey with AI embedded at every touchpoint. So we're going to jump right in and walk you through the details of some of these announcements. We're going to start with Omnichannel AI Agents. So Aaron, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Thanks so much, Megan.
Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Aaron, PMM for AI Agents. And earlier this year, we launched the next generation of our AI agents. So smarter, more reliable, and ready to handle even the toughest customer issues. And these AI agents use cutting edge generative AI to understand and resolve complex requests all on their own. So at AI Summit, we announced these powerful AI agents will be available on more channels like email and voice with an even more seamless setup. But the big win with AI agents is how fast they can deliver accurate service without a lot of setup and constant supervision. So how quickly these AI agents can start delivering value to both you and your business. So let's take a look at these new capabilities that we just released. Great, thanks. We talked a bit about how AI agents can handle any request autonomously, but how about setting them up? Actually building them. So with our new AI agent builder, it has zero training. So our customers can roll out custom AI agents quickly and with minimal effort. And on top of that, we want to make sure you can create consistency with your AI agents communication style. So we introduced the ability to control your generative replies using brand specific guidelines. So this helps you set the tone, terminology. You can tell the AI agent to ask follow-up questions, ensuring that every interaction feels unique and tailored to your brand, even as you scale. And our AI agents can automate 80% plus of customer queries across any channel. So that's messaging, email, and voice, providing consistent and accurate support wherever your customers engage. And with generative AI, our AI agents instantly respond to your emails by pulling in content from your knowledge base, taking care of those simple FAQs, all that low-hanging fruit. But let's say the queries aren't so simple. Then what do you do? Well, with conversation flows, you can take care of those. So conversation flows guide your customers through complex email queries with coordinated responses, ensuring a smooth path to resolution, making complex interactions really simple for your end users. And these innovations bring email up to par with messaging, which is a huge consideration, which is huge considering that email is like the primary channel of communication for many businesses. And on top of that, our new voice assistants in partnership with Poly AI can autonomously resolve 50% of those calls, freeing up human agents for more complex issues and enhancing efficiency and service quality. So George, I'm going to pass it over to you for the demo.
Yeah, thanks so much, Aaron, and hi everyone. We're so excited to bring you this next evolution of Omnichannel AI agents, which are all about providing faster, smarter, and more accurate interactions across more channels. Now, these agents leverage our new zero training engine, which we're about to take a look at, which, exactly as Aaron described, eliminates the need to upload conversation data or spends loads of time training the model. You can get up and running in minutes with, exactly as Aaron said, 80% accuracy right out of the gates. Now, with the built-in conflict resolution, you can automatically detect and address potential issues before they ever reach your customers. But with that, let's take a look at what this actually looks like in practice. So allow me to just share my screen. And we'll start off, as every glamorous demo starts off, by looking at my Gmail account. So what we're going to look at today is really, we're going to take a look at two things. Firstly, what does end-to-end automation in an email channel actually look like? And secondly, how long does it realistically take to set up? So as you can see, here I have an email from our fictional end user asking our travel company if they can change their booking. Now, I'm going to send that off, but let's not forget about that. We'll come back to it later. However, whilst we wait for that to come through, I'm going to show you how easy it is to create that new use case from scratch. So, welcome to Zendesk AI Agents Intent Dashboard. Now, let's say we want to create a new use case. And for this example, let's stay inside the travel industry. Let's create a use case that will come up frequently for our fictional agents. Maybe something like cancellation policy. So to do this, all we have to do is press the add use case button, enter the name of the use case, which in this case will be something like cancellation policy. And then we need to enter the visitor request reason, which in this case can be something as simple as this is when a customer wants information on the cancellation policy. And if we press confirm, that's it. Based on the information we've provided the bot, being the use case name and the visitor request reason, our AI will immediately be able to identify this cancellation policy use case when it's asked by any number of end users in any number of different ways. So it really is that easy to create new use cases. Gone are the days of manually tying expressions to intents, or especially over recent years, this really has gone from days to hours, and now from hours to minutes. And of course, as mentioned, we are always looking, our AI is always checking automatically for any conflicts which might cause confusion within the bot. But let's check back in on the email we sent to our virtual agent and see how it got on with it. Now, to view that, I'm going to do it in our Zendesk agent environment. Fantastic. So here you can see our email. Now, as a bit of a refresher, here's the email that we sent in asking if there's anything that we can change. Now, as you can see, our bot has come in and it's set our tags, our type, priority, and it's great, right? But I think the most effective thing here, or most important, is that our AI agent has provided an accurate and effective response to our customer. Hi, George. Unfortunately, your booking can no longer be modified. You can still cancel it, etc., etc., etc. Now, why is that great? Well, historically, our customer support agent would have to read the ticket, understand the end user's request, pick out the most important details, such as the confirmation number, and then actually check in their system whether that booking is then able to be changed. However, with our AI agent, our end user has received the information they need in the same minute. And as such, our bot has marked the ticket as solved. Now, of course, in the event of an escalation, we can collect and display any parameters that might be required for an agent to further investigate the escalated ticket, such as booking confirmation number, and display them perhaps down in these ticket fields. So again, even in events where we aren't able to fully automate the process, we're still reducing the average handling time for tickets that do get escalated, as your agents no longer have to spend time searching for important information. Now, we don't have the time to explore everything, of course, but this could also be extended into recommending or even triggering certain macros for your agents to use. Now, my point being here is that this tool really works around you and exactly how you and your team want to best serve your customers. So let's take a look behind the curtain again and check out how we actually built that reply. So if we come back into our intent dashboard, which we saw earlier, and we want to select our intent that we just triggered, which was change booking. Now, if we go into the replies tab, you'll see we have our active replies. Now, of course, in this case, I only have the one in English. However, our AI agent can support 109 languages out of the box. And this is one of the places that we're in control of that. However, if we actually enter our reply, it will take us through to what we call the dialogue builder. And this is where the reply that we built lives. So let's walk through this together. So the intent we triggered, as you can see here, change booking is triggered. The first thing we want to do is run a conditional block asking or looking for the booking confirmation number. This means that if the confirmation number exists from the email or the ticket or the chat that our customer sent us, then we can run an API call, as you can see here, to A, actually find the booking that we're referring to, and B, query the booking data, or perhaps find any information that we need to then check if the booking can or can't be modified. Now, to issue the correct response based off that queried data, we now have another bit of conditional logic, which is going to be set up based off our company policy. Can or can't it be modified based off perhaps it's X days till the travel date or something like that? Now, based off that, if it can be changed, we can issue this reply. And if it can't be changed, we can issue this reply, which of course is the one that we saw in our example. Now, this is a basic example, but you can have as many or as few conditions as is right for you and the scenario. Now, it really is that simple to automate fantastic processes like this, which historically eat up a lot of agent time. But if we go back to the top of our flow, and we assume that the customer did not send us the booking number, we've actually given a response here that essentially just asks for the end user to reply with their booking number. Now, the reason why I'm highlighting this is to stress the fact that our AI agent can also handle multi-touch email exchange. So if the end user actually responds to that email with their booking number, from there we can run our API call again, taking them down this pathway of the flow, which provides the customer with all of the information they're looking for. So that concludes our short product tour, but I'd like to finish on a brilliant customer story. Now, one of our customers, sorry, bear with me. One of our customers, Esusu, thank you very much for the slides, has recently experienced the benefits of these new features. Esusu boosts renters' credit scores by reporting rent payments to credit bureaus. It also provides rent relief and offers analytics to help property owners increase returns and create actual positive social impact. Now, by leveraging our AI agents builder with zero training, Esusu was able to set up AI agents in just one day. Now, that's without the need for historical data or extensive model training. Now, this swift deployment led to an impressive 64% automation rate, a 64% automation rate, right? Now, that significantly reduces the workload on their human agents, enhancing efficiency and keeping customer satisfaction high. So thank you all. I'm now going to pass it off to Paul, who's going to walk you through all things Agent Copilot.
Thank you so much, George. That was an awesome demo, I have to say. Can't wait to show you shortly what we're going to be doing on Copilot as well with our demo. But before we get into all of that, I'm just going to walk you through how we're transforming the agent experience with Zendesk Agent Copilot, which, as you may have heard, is now generally available. Agent Copilot is the only proactive AI assistant built specifically for customer service. There are a lot of Copilots out there today, but ours is designed with the customer service use case in mind. It gives any agent the tools and real-time guidance they need to consistently deliver top-notch service and maximize their productivity. And what's really nice about Agent Copilot is that it can help service teams solve I guess you could call them age-old service issues, managing their operations. For example, Copilot can help reduce training time and make it easier to retain agents, all while elevating the quality of their work. Since we first launched Copilot back in May, we've made it so much more powerful. It is now fully integrated into Zendesk's AI-powered workspace, making it seamless for agents to use. And our patent-pending auto assist technology now helps guide agents through procedures and even takes action on their behalf, subject to their approval, of course. With all of these new features, there's more enhancements as well, and they're going to be available through our Zendesk Advanced AI offering. So what I'm going to do next is walk you through some of the new features that make Agent Copilot so powerful. And I'm going to start by talking about how our Copilot adapts to your unique business procedures and policies using the new Copilot capability called Auto Assist. It's powered by our patent pending technology, like I was saying. You can train it using natural language. There's no need to use complex workflows or code anything, or to build any complex flows in order to get your Copilot Auto Assist mode up and running. And in procedures, you can even add a step for actions, where Copilot can actually pull live data from third-party systems and suggest the next best action, helping agents work more efficiently, making Copilot responses more intelligent and helpful as well. Copilot will then instantly sync and guide your agents through every step in the procedure proactively. So when that auto assist mode is on, agents simply need to review what Copilot is suggesting, and they can either approve and send it or make slight changes to it by editing the response. And then Copilot's going to learn as the agent sends the response edited out to a customer. The best part is that with Copilot procedures, your teams always have the most up-to-date business approved procedures at their fingertips as well. So there's no longer a need to have to spend time searching for them or making sure that agents are following the latest one that you've approved for your team to use, which is pretty nifty and pretty awesome for support teams. What I'm also going to touch on is the auto assist mode beyond the procedures that we've just covered, which is how it doesn't actually wait for agents to ask for help. It's really anticipating needs, suggesting responses, and can even take actions on behalf of your agent. The proactive support is actually made possible by the procedures technology that we just covered. Procedures train the Copilot ahead of time to be able to understand how to resolve issues step by step. And we understand that control and compliance is very important for every business, such as yours. So in auto assist mode, agents are still in control throughout the process. Like I was saying earlier, they can approve actions as needed, and ensuring that agents are always in the loop, always involved in the conversations. Copilot is never actually able to send anything directly to a customer without an agent first approving it. So guardrails are always in place. Last but not least, agents using Copilot can leverage our new AI-powered agent workspace, which unlocks a variety of productivity tools to maximize your agents' workflows. The tools include surfacing insights to understand customer intent and sentiment, suggesting responses to get recommended replies and quick answers, generative writing tools as well, such as tone shift and expand for effective communication with customers, and that auto assist functionality that we just talked about as well. And what really sets our Copilot apart is the way that we built it into Agent Workspace. It isn't just squished in the side as a sidebar distraction or a chat bot that you ask questions to. We've built our Copilot in a way that's seamlessly embedded into every workflow that agents use. And this thoughtful integration really helps to make tools easily discoverable and ensures that your agents' workflows remain uninterrupted to increase their overall productivity. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Martin, who's going to walk us through some more Copilot capabilities for voice.
Thank you, Paul. Hey, everyone. I'm Martin from the voice product team at Zendesk. So we previously mentioned that with AI agents for voice, you can autonomously resolve over 50% of your phone calls. Mundane things like checking an order status, delivery updates, making reservations. However, what happens when a phone call finally gets escalated to a human agent? How else can AI make an impact at that stage? Well, once the call is concluded, AI generates a full transcript and concise summary of the conversation. The transcript and the summary are attached to the ticket, replacing the need for the agent to take lots of notes during the call or after the call, and reducing that admin work they need once the call is completed. We found that this significantly increases agent productivity by up to 20%, and it allows them to efficiently move on to the next task, such as the next call in the phone queue. These transcripts and summaries also power Zendesk's new Voice QA offering, which allows teams to scale their review process and evaluate 100% of their service interactions. As we move into 2025, the voice team at Zendesk are excited to continue working on two further product enhancements. The first is real-time caller insights. This feature will involve surfacing important caller information to agents before they accept a phone call, so that they're better prepared to engage with the caller and resolve their issue. Secondly, once the call is in progress, AI will analyze the conversation in real time and provide suggested actions to agents on how they can better resolve the caller's issue. So in summary, these improvements will better equip agents to handle phone calls and lead to overall more positive and efficient interactions with callers for the voice channel. So I'm now going to hand it over to Asa, who's going to take you through our Agent Copilot feature in more details.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Martin. Actually, Megan, can you pass control over to me? All right, awesome. I'm going to skip that actual last slide. We're going to jump right into the demo just for time's sake today. I've got a lot to show. Martin or Megan, can you just confirm before you go off on mute? Can you see my browser okay?
Looks good.
Looking good.
Thank you much. Awesome. Cool. So I've been only given about 10 minutes to show you what should take me ideally like an hour and a half. So bear with me. I'm going to fly through each of these features. I want to give you sort of a taste and a glimpse, a preview of everything that we launched related to Copilot a couple of weeks ago. Hopefully it's enough to maybe drum up some interest that you reach out to your account team and we can sit down and have a much deeper conversation, go through everything much deeper, as well as tailor this more suited to your use cases and applications. Awesome. So that said, when we look at Copilot, I think it's helpful or maybe even necessary to break Copilot down into two different feature sets. First set being more kind of on-demand type features, right, for the agent to optionally reach out to and request access to. The second set of features would be more of the AI is driving, right? They're in the driver's seat where the agent themselves would be acting more as call them a supervisor or someone that comes in and reviews those prompts that the AI is suggesting. So we're going to cover both of those. First half, we'll cover more of those, tools that those agents can pick and choose from as they're working through their use cases. I say that because you're probably going to have strategies and different approaches to each of your workflows and use cases and types of tickets that come through, and you'll want to make a decision on if they're going down, kind of this road that we're going to go through first, or is this a scenario where the AI can be more in control and manage those for us? So cool. I'm going to, again, fly through these pretty quickly. We'll start up at the top here. One of the new features we launched last week. Oh, excuse me. This is one feature that is in EAP status. So it is considered in Copilot. You will have access to it if you do sign up for the EAP. It's called Similar Tickets. It has been moved up to the search bar. And what this will do is, as you can see, well, I got a pretty bad example here. I've got in this demo account, I keep repeating the same ticket over and over on a recurring basis. But what this is doing is looking at the current ticket, finding similar tickets, and mapping those so we can jump in and maybe use that previously solved ticket to answer this current ticket. Working our way down here, you can see we've integrated the intent directly into the header of the conversation. So those that had been in the EAP program might remember that sitting over here on the right-hand side in the intelligence panel. The new UI is now listing that directly in the header, and it'll stay pinned there throughout the conversation. We see the summary also listed as where there too. You can see I can apply this. You can also refresh this summary. If I was to have some back and forth conversations, maybe exchange this to a different agent, they might want to refresh that with the latest updates. Work over here onto the right-hand side, merge suggestions. You can see I'm prompted. Now what merge suggestions does is it will look at a window of, a month window, 2 weeks prior and 2 weeks before this ticket or after this ticket was created to hopefully find suggested tickets that should be merged, right? So in this case, Kevin here, maybe he's written into us yesterday, or maybe he's called into us today and then he's messaged us. It's a great way for us to prompt those agents to find those matching tickets that we can suggest to merge. I'm going to pop over into the knowledge base. So this should look familiar to most of you. What we've added into the knowledge base is what we call Agent AI Agent Search or Gen Search for agents. The way this operates is, well, I can't talk and type at the same time, but what are your API rate limits. What this does is goes out and searches your knowledge base and generates a response. So of course, those of you that are familiar with the knowledge base panel, it will show those articles. In this case, what we've introduced is what we call quick answers. Gen AI search for agents allows me to generate a response based off of content. Now, what you also might see here too is that this is one of those options that we have for Copilot that allows us to access external knowledge. So in my example here, I've got set up through federated search, our Confluence account, and I could generate a response directly from Confluence if I wanted to. I could copy that message down here and respond back, which leads us into our next feature set, which many of you might have seen. This was one of our first AI features that we introduced into Zendesk, where we can expand messages and make more friendly or more formal. So we can expand that out. I'm going to delete that though, because I want to actually show this next feature, which is suggested replies. So when you first land on a ticket, suggested replies has a couple different flavors. We're seeing the knowledge-based flavor, and what this does is goes out and looks for a matching article and creates a generated response for us to potentially send or review perhaps and then send. The other flavor is macro suggestions. Macro suggestions have been around with Zendesk for quite a while, so some of you might be familiar with that. In this case, we've not found a high confidence matching macro, so we revert to those knowledge-based articles instead. There is a third option with suggested replies, which is just for messaging, and that'll create sort of an introduction message. In this case, would say something like, "Hey, Kevin, thanks. I see you're writing in about issue with laces on your Gravity Pro shoes. We'll be with you in just a moment." Leading up to that, this is actually not a Copilot feature, I will mention, just because technically it's not part of the Copilot package. It's part of the intelligent triage package, along with intent, sentiment, and language. This is called entity detection, and what it does is allows you to set a pre-list of predefined keywords to look for or scrape within a message and match those into structured data fields. So in this case, we've got some products and they're shoes in this example, and we're looking for those messages, finding those. You can see we also highlight those, and we can map those to those fields as well. All right, cool. So that is kind of those core AI tools that are built into the AI agent workspace, and we're going to flip over into kind of a different mode, if you will. And this is what we call auto assist. So as I said, auto assist is more in control. It's more in the driver's seat, and we're just functioning more as a supervisor or a reviewer of tasks, if you will. So I'm going to get a conversation started here in this example. We'll say, in this storyline here, we're an e-commerce company and customers got a question around shipping and delivery related. So I'm going to say, nope, I need to send in a ticket. I'm going to give it my info here, my favorite customer, Jennifer. So we'll pop over here on the left-hand side. We'll see that ticket come through in a conversation. Oh, I'm not online. Let's go online. Okay, there we go. We accept that conversation. Ticket pops open. And immediately as that ticket loads, we see a little bit of a different interface down here. So this is what we call auto assist. And as you can see, it's functioning more as a prompt for my agent to review and send messages. So I'm going to close this just so we have a little bit more room to work with. So I review this. Yep, it looks good. I'm going to send that past over to my end user. And yeah, in this case, Jennifer, she's got a very specific question. And in this case, she's a new customer, right? And she's placing her first order. So she's writing that in. She's got some sense that she heard about a promotion for her first-time buyers. So we can see in our response here, we automatically go look in our procedures. And we're going to see that here next on the back end and see that our policy states that new customers do receive free shipping. In fact, let's give them a coupon code to insert into that message. So that's a real simple example. I wanted to give you a little bit of a feel for how auto assist looks and feel for an agent before we pop into the back end. But really, this is where kind of the game changer of auto assist comes into play. And what this does, you can see we're in Guide. So FYI, procedures now live in Guide, which is great because we're authoring content. It's a built-in editor authoring tool. So it's a great repurpose of that. So I'm going to pop into that exact procedure that we just used. So typically procedures will follow kind of a step-by-step instructions, right? Step one, greet the customer. ask for questions. We might even contain some of that information within there. So if they had asked specific questions around our pricing, we would have responded with that. If I jump down here, you can see that exact note that it's referring to. When that customer informed us she was a new customer, we basically follow this instruction and send over that message and response. So that's a real simple, straightforward example. Procedures on their own are really just kind of conversational, right? So it improves my back and forth and speeds those processes along. But let's say you need to, during that procedure, maybe perform a function, right? I need to update a ticket field or access some information from some external system. That's where we bring in actions. Now, actions are a brand new solution. It's actually a platform or core solution. You can see it actually lives up in webhooks in our settings. So I say that because this is not necessarily specifically to AI. We have plans to use actions all throughout Zendesk, but Auto Assist and Procedures is a first consumer of actions. So those of you that have ever built in Flow Builder or Bot Builder in Zendesk, the API lookup step, we're basically using that exact same configuration tool to allow you as an admin, meaning not necessarily a developer, but someone who's got a little bit of background and understanding of how APIs work, to create API calls, to edit, to update, to view data that exists in some external system. So I won't go through all the step-by-step instructions on how to build these, but it's very simple once you do it a couple times and you get a feel for how it works. In this example, I've got an action that's actually dipping into my custom objects. So the way that works in a procedure, once you create those actions, is I'll go with this procedure here. We'll show this on the agent side here in just a moment. So in this example, this is where it gets really interesting, right? So I just actually, in this case, to call that action, I literally just typed that instruction out in the procedure, right? Execute the order lookup custom object action. We just looked at that. And once that data lives in Zendesk, this is where it gets really cool. We can now reformat that perhaps, or kind of control how that gets displayed, right? In my example, I was returning the date in kind of a funky JSON, ugly, non-human readable format. So I said, literally just typed out, hey, convert that timestamp to a proper format that a human could read. I also was displaying some, kind of labels a little bit incorrectly. So I just tell the procedure to display those in this format, follow this conversion format. Cool. So let's see how that looks actually in action. So I'm going to stick with this same conversation. I'm going to say, hey there, can you look up my order detail? Whoops. And of course I can misspell and it'll still figure it out for me. So in that instruction procedure we just looked at, first step was we need that ID. Obviously I need an ID to reference the order to look it up. I've got a real order here in custom objects. So this is an action that the procedure is prompting the agent with to approve and go through that next, or basically execute that action. We approve that. It goes and dips into that endpoint that I just looked at. And it, as you recall, this is the exact format I wanted to display it in. I'm going to send that over and we'll wrap that up. So this is actually just to prove that it's dipping into the custom object. That is a custom object. That's the information that is associated to Jennifer in this example. Cool. All right. So that's what I had to cover today. Hopefully it's just enough to give you a little bit of a sense of what we've been pushing through in the last couple of weeks. Again, we'd love to meet and have a more detailed conversation with you and your teams. I'm going to pass it over to Meg. Oh, actually, I think I've got a slide. Megan, I'll give you back control to pull up that slide if you could. Awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, and just to show it as a customer example, Rotho, I apologize if I'm butchering your brand name if you're on the call today. So Rotho was one of our first early adopters of Auto Assist. They are a top Swedish manufacturer of durable plastic goods like containers and such. So they initially came to us looking for help boosting efficiency and handling high ticket volumes, especially during peak times, while also automating a lot of their simple requests. So by using Copilot's Auto Assist, so far they were able to automate 8 of their complex business procedures that help those agents stay on top of routine tasks, but also allowing for that oversight of those procedures to kind of coach and maintain control of how they respond. So their initial results based on one of their expert agents during an 8-hour shift, they were able to start handling up to 120 tickets. Before Copilot, they were only handling up to 40. So that's like a 3 times increase in productivity. So pretty impressive results, especially for an early customer that's just getting started with Auto Assist. There's obviously lots of room to grow with us and the products. So cool. Again, happy to talk in further conversations and see how Auto Assist would work in your applications. I'm going to pass it over to Magna. She's going to talk to you a little bit about how we're introducing some AI-powered insights.
Thank you, Asa. So we are introducing AI-powered insights to action that CX leaders can leverage to drive business intelligence and make real-time decisions. With the ability to customize and tailor insights to your specific business needs, you will gain deeper, more granularity visibility into your operations. As CX leaders, this means you can quickly identify opportunities, optimize efficiency, and make smarter decisions that prevent escalations and elevate customer satisfaction. Next one. AI is not just about automating as much of you might think. It's about precision. By tailoring your AI to meet your business needs with our custom intents, you can accurately understand why customers are reaching out. Plus, capturing key details from every request using entity detection, as I already mentioned previously. This will ensure that nothing is missed, whether it's a specific product in a refund request, a software version in a bug report, or a device type in an access issue. Combining these insights into your workflows unlocks smarter automation and more effective routing, allowing you to resolve issues faster and with greater accuracy. This precision not only boosts efficiency, but also enhances the overall customer experience. And I'm very glad to present you our new Intelligence Triage dashboard, where you can gain clear visibility into your operations based on the AI insights. This means the intents, the sentiment, and the language detections. This will allow you to quickly identify opportunities to improve efficiency by refocusing agents' time. You can prevent escalations and drive customer satisfaction by making data-driven decisions that optimize your operations. I will jump now into our demo. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Perfect. So in the Overview tab, you will be able to immediately see what is happening across your operations. You will find high-level view of tickets that have been enriched with Intelligence Triage. You can also compare the tickets that were not enriched and that are available on your account. So you can spot trends and opportunities. At the top, you will be able to see the filters here by brand, channels, and groups, which allow you to quickly go through this. One thing that you see is that you will be able to check what are the most current requests that you have, so you can understand what are the main reasons your customers are reaching out. You can see the top languages and the overall sentiment distribution. One popular request that we had was to understand what were the tickets that were being enriched with AI and which ones weren't. We have this distribution by intent, language, and sentiment, and you are even able to see it by channel and role. If we jump into the intent tab, you will be able to see these filters by intent, subcategory, and the confidence. And with these filter options, you will be able to drill down and make further analysis into your data. If one of your major goals is to increase automation, you can, for instance, filter by the high confidence ticket intents, and you will be able to create some specific automations based on this, understanding what will be like the most operational efficiency changes that you can make. one very interesting thing that you can see is the trending of your intents. So over time, you will be able to see in detail what are the intents that you are getting more recurrently. And with this, you can drill down to understand further, to do further analysis. When you look to this breakdown, you will be able to understand by, for instance, looking to the reply time, what are the routing things that you can do. For instance, if you have a lot of time on reply time, you can try to understand if there are any adjusting on your routing triggers that you could do, or even understand if you could change the agent that are handling with the ticket based on their skills. You can redirect the ticket for the right agents or even to the groups. Another useful data point that we have here is the group stations. For instance, this can allow you to understand if the ticket is moving forward several group stations, that you maybe can fine-tuning the routing that you have and make sure that you have the right teams dealing with the ticket. And this will help you on making sure that you have a good first reply time. One thing that we notice that is very useful is to understand the one-touch versus multi-touch tickets. For example, this indicator can help you automate even more. For tickets that are one-touch, this might indicate that you can answer automatically to the user. When there are multi-touch tickets, you can drill down to understand what's the reason for these conversations are taking longer and adjust your workflows or knowledge-based content to reduce the resolution time. One thing that you can look is that you will have similar tabs for language and sentiment. There are very interesting metrics that you can look into both tabs. And for instance, one of the things that we find more interesting is by drilling down by the sentiment, you can understand or act through on these tickets and create specific escalations or routing before you have escalations from the customers. And in this way, you can improve the customer satisfaction. This was the demo for the Intelligence Triage dashboards. I think that with this, you will be able to easily analyze your service operations, turning the critical AI insights into tangible actions. This dashboard is already available on the Advanced AI add-on, and it is available on Explore. So once you enable Intelligence Triage, you will be able to have the dashboard available, so you don't need any setup. Before I over my presentation, I just want to share with you an example of a customer that shared this with us. So we have a customer that is the UrbanStems. They are an online delivery service provider, and they have been using Zendesk Intelligence Triage to automatically identify root issues and efficiently escalate urgent tickets. And by using AI-driven insights like the intent, they were able to streamline operations, saving time and boosting efficiency. The best thing on this was that they were able to achieve these results in only 3 months. They were able to save 100K and saw a market improvement in customer satisfaction. They were really happy. So they even said, Zendesk AI has been critical to our business. It was said by Laura McDonald, Director of Customer Happiness, and they are already seeing huge returns. Thank you so much, and I will now pass to Carlos.
All right, thank you so much, Magda. All right, so let's talk about a critical part for CX leaders, quality assurance. Earlier this year, we introduced Zendesk QA. Zendesk QA provides quality assurance through automatic review and scoring of all conversations in Zendesk, and automatically spots churn and escalation risk, knowledge gaps, and coaching opportunities that improve agent performance. We round out the solution with an extensive coaching toolkit and insightful dashboards and analytics. So we enhanced our AI-powered quality assurance by integrating data from AI agents and voice interactions to provide CX leaders with a 360-degree view of customer conversations and agent performance. This helps our customers identify and address issues like bot repetition or long silences in voice interactions, which are critical in preventing churn or customer frustration. By automatically analyzing these interactions, our customers can uncover hidden risks and can intervene early to ensure the best possible customer experience. AI-driven QA enhances service reliability and prevents potential customer churn by catching errors before they impact the experience. Now let's just hop into a demo. I'm going to show you a little bit how we're covering, again, now voice and AI agents. When we're looking at QAing with transcripts for voice calls, we're looking at for sentiment, outliers, churn, risk, dead air, and we're automatically analyzing 100% of AI agent conversations to detect risks and errors for human intervention. Let's hop in. All right, we're going to share my screen. Let's do the entire. Let's go in here. All right, I think we see my screen here. Can I get a confirmation, team?
Yep.
Wonderful. All right. So I want to show you how to assess and track the quality of 100% of your team's phone calls, first of all. Instead of listening to calls one by one, you can use AI to identify common problems related to voice interactions. First, right here, we are in the Zendesk QA portal. What we're looking at are some voice calls here that I've gathered. We have a recording of our voice call. We have an AI created summary of the call. You know, this is helping reps wrap up that post-call analysis and post-call notes much quicker. And then we're giving you a full transcript of your calls. So AI analyzes every interaction with a feature we call Spotlight. We'll see it over here in the top right. In this case, these insights allow you to quickly identify the conversations that need your attention. You know, you cannot be manually or humanly reviewing your thousands, tens of thousands of tickets. That's just not possible. So we have AI to help us figure out which are the ones that are worth our time and that are give us the best impact to improve our teams and our operations. Now, Spotlight, let's check out what it can do. Spotlight can help understand and identify certain aspects in our conversations, such as churn risk. We can look at identifying negative sentiment, for example. But now specifically for voice, we're going to we can look at dead air, you know, when there's long pauses. And we can also find calls where there's missing recording disclosures. That's really important for organizations. That's a big part of compliance. So we want to make sure our agents are doing that. And if we can catch when they're not, that's really great feedback and training that we can provide for our agents. So now you can use these filters to sample, again, valuable interactions, or use them to set up automated review assignments, which surface, again, the most high impact interactions for you automatically. For example, I could select several of these and we can create and make an assignment for our reviewers. So clicking on that, we can create a filter, for example, that generates a list of relevant conversations instantly. Now, in this case, I'm going to select one filter that I created where I'm looking at those where the recorded disclosures are missing. We get a set of calls into my inbox as a reviewer, and I can start checking these out. Again, from the thousands and tens of thousands, we're leveraging that AI to identify the ones that I need to spend my time looking at. Again, the usual interface gives us plenty of information to dive deep into the calls. But let's take a look here at Spotlight up here in our top right. What we find is, there's a churn risk identified, there's some negative sentiment, and then here we see where the recording disclosures have been missing. All right, and then as we're reviewing this, we can come into our review panel here on the right-hand side and provide feedback for our agents on what went well and what can be improved. All right, and then again, you can customize your scorecards as well. So just like, based on if you have different parameters for your business, you can definitely customize different pieces of the scorecards that you're creating. And that's across the entire QA solution. All right, so let's switch gears now to AI agent interactions. In this case, it can be challenging to QA's interactions in general, let alone identifying, these interactions where issues like bot repetition are present. So for example, I'm going to check out a few where we have some AI agents. Similar to where we pulled some of those specific voice conversations, I can find some of those where we're identifying some that have bots. For example, here, again, I have a filter I created, pulling out my AI agent conversations. I get a few in my inbox. And then here is our conversation where we see a Zendesk QA bot was interacting with our customer. All right, so interestingly enough, in this case, we see Spotlight has identified that bot repetition. And sure enough, we can ask it, well, where is this repetition happening? We can go through our conversation. We see these little colored circles. These mean these are AI capabilities and our AI features out of the conversation. And sure enough, what do we see? A bot got stuck in a loop. That can happen, but we want to identify these conversations that helps us drive insights of what are the interactions, what are maybe the specific requests, what are the specific questions that our customers are asking us or asking our bots that are causing these loops. So that can help us then improve our bots. And again, out of many thousands of bots, that's how we're leveraging the AI to really empower our teams to really derive these insights that give us the most impact. What's even better is that then we have in our main scorecard here on the right, we have auto QA, which is evaluating and, as I mentioned earlier, also scoring every single interaction. What we see here is auto QA is scoring everything already automatically from our greetings, our closings, our empathy of our agents, etc. That then makes my task as a reviewer to fill out my scorecard way faster and easier. Again, helping me get through many more conversations and reviews much faster. So huge, powerful how we're leveraging AI in QA via auto QA. Again, the automatic analysis, evaluation, and scoring, and Spotlight, which is identifying these key risk detectors within all of our conversations. Then, of course, we have plenty of dashboards and analytics, as mentioned, so you can easily track your performance and get a comprehensive overview of your customer service quality across every channel. And we have some that are specific for bots. So that's how you can use Zendesk QA to assess the quality of 100% of your team's phone calls and AI agent and bot conversations. Definitely invite you to explore more. If you're already using QA, this is already, of course, available. We unveiled these earlier at AI Summit. And if you're not using QA and you're interested to try it out, please, I welcome everyone to reach out to your team. You can start a free trial and check QA out and see how it can help your teams improve the performance and drive really good insights, not just for your CX operations, but QA can also really help understand insights that can impact the rest of your business, such as your product development, your marketing. That's all been analyzed from these customer interactions. And with that pop over, I'd love to talk about a little bit of an example here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and we're going to share a quick example of how this is looking in the real world. I don't know, Megan, if you can pull that slide up. Wonderful. So here we're looking at our great customer, Conservice. This organization is optimizing operational costs and service quality with AI-powered workforce management, another tool in our workforce engagement toolset at Zendesk, and QA automation. Conservice is the largest utility and billing management company in the United States. The team needed to cut customer service costs, but worried that reduced headcount would cause them to fall behind on resolution times, which could impact customer satisfaction and, of course, their bottom line. To tackle this, they leveraged Zendesk AI's driven workforce management to improve demand forecasting and optimize their agent scheduling, resulting in a 40% reduction in their costs, but they were able to maintain the quality because they were using Zendesk AI-powered QA, enabling them to evaluate 100% of customer interactions across digital, voice, and AI channels on key metrics like empathy, accuracy, and speed to resolution. Without AI, this kind of visibility would have been impossible at that scale. But for Conservice, in just these first 2 months, their internal quality score, or IQS, went from 89% to 96%. So with that, again, welcome everyone to check out Zendesk QA if you're not already in it. And I will pass it over back to Megan and Devin. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Carlos. Megan, I think it's time for the Q&A, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So our first question comes from Michael, and this is for Aaron. So Aaron, if you're on there we go. Michael asks, is there a difference between a chatbot and an AI agent? Perfect. All right, let's get our next question on the board. I think this one's for you as well, Aaron. Perfect. And
Oh
this,
yeah,
again,
cool.
it's from Mikey. As a large Zendesk multi-brand organization with numerous help center articles and multiple bots, what is the best way to transition to AI agents?
Yeah, I mean, the good news is, Mikey, you're already using AI agents, right? But if you're looking for more additional functionality, or maybe you have a more sophisticated use case, and you'd like to try like AI agents, Ultimate, like George was demoing earlier, yeah, get in touch with your CSM, with your team, and we can make it happen.
Perfect. All right, let's move on to the next question. This one comes from Gabrielle, and this is for Vasco and Martin. Gabrielle asks, how can Zendesk Agent Copilot, AI agents, and AI voice solutions work together to enhance support efficiency and ensure smooth handoffs between AI and human agents?
I can start and then just see if Martin wants to complement. So first of all, thanks for the answer and for the question and for all the questions in the Q&A. So you can actually leverage all of these AI solutions to automate and accelerate the ticket resolution end to end. I can give some examples. We see some customers, for example, using AI agents to collect some information that you need to solve the tickets even before calling an agent. So you have AI agents collecting all this information. As soon as you have all the information, you escalate to a human that has access to all this information, and then you can, for example, can have Copilot suggesting all the right answers and the follow-ups based on your procedures, also take into account the information gathered by an AI agent. So you can have this smooth end-to-end experience of these AI suggestions. Marty, do you want to complement?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like I guess just to take the voice channel as an example, I mean that's exactly how it's working. We're seeing that we can drop in AI at different parts of the customer journey. Whether it's someone calls in and they get their phone call triaged by an AI agent, then it decides what's the most appropriate routing queue to put that call into, so it gets connected with the best agent with the best skills to answer that call. And then once that agent takes the call on, they have the context of why the person is calling in. And then AI is helping them out during the phone call as well to provide suggestions and next steps to ultimately solve their issue. And yeah, I think that's it.
Wonderful. Thanks for the answer. Let's move on to our next question. This is going to be for Martin and Rohan, and this is from Claire. Claire asks, voice assistants have been around for 10 plus years, Alexa, Siri, and their performance can be hit and miss. Are the latest voice agents that much better, and why should we consider implementing one?
Yeah, this is a great question, but I would say yes, 100%. I mean, we've all been there when we're trying to give instructions to, either Alexa or Google Home, and we have to repeat ourselves over and over and over and over again. It can be a very frustrating experience, and we definitely wouldn't, if we bring in voice AI agents at Zendesk, we wouldn't want to put that experience in front of customers who are calling in. So I guess what's changed in recent years is that the latest speech recognition models, they've made really big improvements when it comes to their accuracy, especially in noisy environments or detecting different accents or different dialects. So we're now at a stage really in 2024 where you could have a completely natural and fluid conversation with a voice agent. And at the end of it, you wouldn't be entirely sure whether you were talking to a human or to AI. So I think for the voice channel going forward, these voice agents are going to be able to resolve a lot of customer queries. It means people won't have any hesitation about picking up the phone any longer. That they know they're not going to be placed into a call queue and waiting there for minutes or hours on end. So I think if AI voice agents have been something that haven't been on your mind recently, I think now is definitely the time to reconsider, because this new breed of voice agents, they'll really impress you, and you're really going to take a step back when you interact with them, because they've come such a long way from Alexa or Siri or Google Home that we all know from 5-10 years ago. Okay.
I'm just glad that I'm not going to have to call in and hear Siri for any kind of support in the future. All right, let's move on to our next question. This one's from Diana, and this one's actually for you, Carlos. Perfect. So Carlos, Diana asks, how does Zendesk QA stand out amongst other QA tools in addition to analyzing voice and AI agents?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there's, first of all, from our AI angle within QA, there's two key pieces that come to mind. Not only is Zendesk QA analyzing 100% of your conversations, as we were discussing earlier, across all your different channels, but a key distinction with Zendesk QA is it's scoring all of those conversations based on what we call auto QA categories, as you saw: empathy, tone, opening, etc. That scoring not only provides us automatic quantitative evaluation of your conversations, but as we saw, it also helps once you're in tickets and that you're manually reviewing, which is standard practice amongst QA teams. It helps speed up that scoring and filling out that scorecard. So the scoring part is key. And then what we were talking about before of Spotlight, really unique in that it's identifying some of these key aspects that are in service. Again, it can tell not just sentiment, but they can also identify as your customer expressing an intent to churn that we saw earlier. That's one filter of Spotlight. As we saw, in addition to some that are just for AI agents, like the bot looping, but those specific aspects from Spotlight. So that's really where our AI shines within QA. And then I would add as well, another thing comes to mind is Zendesk QA really has a phenomenal coaching suite of tools. That wasn't not part of the demo here today, but that's definitely part of the QA product, where you can not only give reviews, you can add notes, you can pin different conversations, you can provide quizzes and action items and track performance. Let's say you have one-on-ones weekly, monthly, etc. All of that is tracked between the manager or the coach and then the coachee or the reviewee on your team. So you can track that over time and have all this documentation, which opens up transparency, but also opens up really nice, clear direction to help your teams improve. So I'll pause there, but those are some key distinct aspects. And again, definitely encourage everyone to trial it out if you're not on QA and explore more. There's definitely plenty more to explore within the QA solution.
Perfect. Thanks for that answer, Carlos. We do have a couple more that we want to get to real quick before we run out of time. This one's for Magda, and this is coming from Michael. Michael asks, how can you provide feedback from customer and agent interactions to keep the AI updated on the latest issues for ticket resolution?
This is a really good question and one that we get very often. So basically, when we are developing AI features in our process, we already need to create these feedback mechanisms that we are expecting that the customer, when they are using the feature, we will look at the feedback that they are providing. And this feedback will allow us to, one, understand the quality of the feature, and in another way, improve the feature in the long term. When we are talking about the way or mechanisms that we use to collect this feedback, the two mechanisms that comes to my mind that are like much easier to explain and that you can see examples in our product on the AI features about it are for instance, when you change something that was predicted by an AI feature. So a quick example of that is when we enrich the tickets with an intent, okay, you are able to change the intent that is there. So, and we are using that as a mechanism of feedback, so we improve the model through time. Another different mechanism that you can see is, for instance, when you have a suggestion, and if you don't pick the suggestion, this is used too as a mechanism of feedback. So if we are providing you a suggestion and you don't pick it, it might mean that that suggestion is not useful for us. So two different examples. This last one you can see, for instance, on the macro suggestions, where we are like learning with that. And the other one, it's more about like the agent changed something and we are learning with that part. Thank you.
Thanks for that answer. That was fantastic. I do believe we're going to get a couple more questions after this. This one's for Vasco. And Vasco, the question is, what do you see as the upcoming trends in AI over the next 3 years? And how is Zendesk preparing to address them? Oh, this is, by the way, this is our last question, by the way. I misspoke earlier. Sorry about that.
Oh, so I get the last one. Okay. So this is a very interesting question. A lot of trends that we're seeing. So first, we believe that customers will continue the automation path. We truly believe that in a couple of years, 100% of interactions will involve AI, and a bunch of those, and we think like close to 80% will be actually solved without a human in the loop. And this is something we're seeing in customers increasing more and more their automation rates, and these will have a tremendous impact on the way actually both agents and admins work in support. Agents will move from repetitive tasks to actually focus on what matters in terms of dealing with very complex tickets and bring that level of personalization to every single interaction. And admins, I think they can really move from an operational job to actually a more strategic job, thinking about how is their operation, how can they take that to the next level, and how can they grow the company without like having a lot of sunken costs. Finally, I think, and we touched about on these throughout this conversation, which is quality across human and AI agents. We have historically we have AI, and we want to make sure that AI is answering the right thing. At the same time, we have a lot of agents, and having this layer of quality across human and AI agents is super important. The way Zendesk is preparing for this, we are actually working on all of these trends and all of these things, and we are working closely with customers to understand how this technology is actually solving real problems from real customers, and we are doing this on a weekly basis. So, we will continue to do so. And I hope this answers this very generic question.
No, that was a perfect answer, Vasco.